First of all, though, let's take you through the Stuttgart team. Watch out in midfield for Pena. He's been top so far this season. Hellstern returns in goal. He didn't play in the previous round, but has played every game since. Nico Willig, the coach, has been coach since 2019. So this is a group of players who know what their manager wants from them. And here's what Barcelona are going to produce. Landry Faré has come back into the team. We're expecting him to start at left back. Jofre Torrents has been playing with Barça Athletic more recently. Other than that, it's essentially unchanged and what you'd expect from Barca. Cospo and Cuenca have made a fine partnership at the back. The goalkeeper is Jakobishvili. The midfield three of Kim Julian, Brian Fariñas and Pedro Rodriguez have really caught wind. And up front, that front three, Arnau Pradas, Hugo Alba and Jan Virgili. They swing things wide to Jan Virgili, who will be standing up his fullback. It's Migalik who's in contention with him there. Early possession then for Barca, exactly what they'll want in this one, you'd imagine. Feel like that'll be the way things go, but I mean, Stuttgart at home, they'll want to give their own, that's for sure. Played really well last round against Sporting, actually, and we can't forget that that win from Stuttgart against Sporting was knocking out one of the favourites of the competition. In fact, both first and second in the league phase of the Youth League are now out. Inter have been eliminated by Trabzonspor yesterday. So Trabzonspor are the first team through to the semi-finals, and Salzburg have joined them. Salzburg knocked out current holders Olympiacos, so we'll have a new winner this season. Kim Julian back to Brian Fariñas. Barcelona playing to be in the semi-finals of the Youth League for the first time in 6 years. Here's Jan Virgili. Skips away from Migalik, but he's not going to be able to get on the end of his touch, and it rolls out for a goal kick. Other game is being played later today between AZ Alkmaar and Manchester City. And actually, the winner between Stuttgart and Barcelona will face the winner of RZ and City in the semis. Reminder, those semi-finals will be played at a neutral venue in Nyon, Switzerland. It will be a Final Four format held between the 25th of April and the 28th of April, where we'll see the Lennart Johansson Trophy handed over for the 11th time. Barca will want to be there. It's been some time since they've been in a Youth League Final Four or semi-final, whichever way you like to see it. Remember, today, this is a one-off game. Whatever happens out on the pitch this afternoon will be final. There is no second leg, and interestingly enough, there's no extra time either. So if this ends at 0-0 after the 90, we'll go straight to penalties, and both of these two sides have already experienced that. Stuttgart knocked out Liverpool on penalties in the round of 32. Barcelona knocked out Dinamo Zagreb on penalties also in the round of 32. So both of these sides have overcome adversity to get to where they are. Well, free kick has been won here by Hugo Alba. It was Pena who came back. We pointed him out at the start of the game as a player to watch out for, the number 10. He fouled the Barca captain. So Barca now with a good chance to swing one into the box here. It's going to be Jan Virgili who's over the set piece. Often is Fariñas, but it's in by Jan Virgili. It's not a bad ball either. It's more up than away from Stuttgart. Good leap at the back post there. Doesn't fall for Landry Faré. And Stuttgart clear. Good start from Barca, though, who have applied early pressure to the Germans here, and again hounding down the ball here, and they've won it back. Given away sloppily there, though, by Pedro Rodriguez, but picked up by Eman Cospo, who was fouled. Well, just a word on Cospo, who wasn't always starting at the start of the season, actually, but well, is really developing into a fine young centre-back. He's got the build of a good centre-back, we know that, but his ability on the ball is excellent, and he's actually popped up with some big goals so far this season too as Cospo. I thought he was wonderful in the Copa del Rey campaign, actually. Xavi Esparza is trying to find Hugo Alba there with the direct ball up front. He's then pushed Boyakia, and he's adjudged to have fouled him. Well, Stuttgart themselves, it's interesting the way their league works. It's not a traditional league format. They first took part in a separate under-19 Bundesliga. They came second in that one, level on points with Hoffenheim, won 11 of their 14 games. They're now in a sort of a mini league, if you like. They're in League A, Group B of another German competition. They sit fourth of 6 teams in that one. They come off the back of a devastating defeat to 1860 München on the weekend. They lost that 2-1 in the last minute. Appeals for handball there as that ball gets swung in. Stuttgart just trying to get the ball back on the floor here, and it's been poked over in the end. Kim Jun-yen comes over. Here's Boyakia, who is a powerful runner. He can't keep his feet though, and it goes out for a goal kick. Well, there is the Stuttgart coach, Nico Willig. As mentioned, he's been here for some time now, Nico Willig. He's only won 1 trophy since being with the under-19s. It was the German Cup in the 21-22 season. Had to step in as caretaker manager of the Stuttgart first team on one occasion. That was back in the 2018-19 season. It's good play by Landry Faré, who will play left back today. He's played left back for Barça Athletic. He can play there. Traditionally a right back or a centre back. Well, this is a good run though by Xavi Espart. Watch out here because Barca are making up some ground in midfield. Here's Kim Jun-yen. He's got Jan Virgili to his left. He elects to go alone. Now Brian Fariñas. Jan Virgili. Inside to Kim Jun-yen. Brian Fariñas again. Thought about striking. Lays off Xavi Espart. Wonderful ball on the back that. And well covered. And it will fall to Barca again. Well, Stuttgart must be excited by their season. Been a good one up until now. This is as big as it gets for them too, no doubt about that, playing a Barcelona side who look as though they're one of the most impressive in Europe at under-19 level this season, but this is when it counts, this stage of the season. They've passed their test with flying colours so far. Barca performed really well in the league phase this competition actually. They finished 4th in that, 1 place above Stuttgart. Won 5 out of their 6 games, lost the other. That came on match day 1-2. Although that's a good ball on the back here. Freisel is going to get on the end of it. There is Freisel, and Landry Faré is adjudged to have been fouled. I think what Barca will be happy with is that certainly in that round of 32 game they overcame a lot of adversity. There is Juliano Belletti then, who has repeated the same sentences right throughout the season really. He's always said the goal has been to prepare players for Barça Athletic and the first team. We knew if we did things well, if we played with continuity, we could get to these sorts of stages of the season and compete well. And that's really what Barca have done. The way they've gone about their work, well, it's to be applauded, isn't it? You have to say. Good spin by Fariñas. Here is Kim Jun-yen again. Now Brian Fariñas. Wide for Espart. And now Pradas, ball in the line was on to Pedro Rodriguez. That's what he finds. Pedro Rodriguez, and he can't control it. And they'll go out for a goal kick. Coming up to the 10-minute mark. I mean, it's been a good start by Barca, you'd have to say. Can't imagine it'll be a game when they blow Stuttgart away. They're too good for that, the Germans. Belletti said they have one of the best teams in Europe at this level. And in all fairness, they are proving that in the Youth League this season. As I said, they beat some really big teams. Freisel plays it back to Axikiara. Header worth out to Acevedo. Acevedo inside. So some possession for Stuttgart. Well blocked that though by Kim Jun-yen, who's been a live wire in Barcelona's midfield this season. Slick play that. Strong tackle by Landry Faré. He's going to win this side of throwing. Good play by the Barca left back. It's been a season for Landry Faré where he's had to switch between Barça Athletic football and the 19s football. You can say the same for Andres Cuenca there, who he's just not the ball to. Both those two players have floated around as is necessary, as is needs be. Looks as though Jan Virgili is going to do the same for the remainder of the season too. Barca have got to be careful there. They've lost it in a good area for Stuttgart. Katovic. This one over to the right side now. And again, Landry comes across. Well, you have to say, impressive turnout from the fans. You really would. It's really good showing from them. That ball's drifted to the back post. Boyacki is waiting. Xavier Spart heads it clear. Here's Pedro Rodriguez. Arnau Plas. No counter-attack chance on for Barca, so they come back inside. Well, Barca come off the back of a victory on the weekend against title rivals Mallorca, actually. They beat them 2-0. Kim Jong-un and Brian Fariñas scored in that one. Title, you'd think, will be Barcelona's. They're 6 points clear of second place Dam, won 19 of their 26 games. The way it works in Spain is that there's 7 groups in total. Barca are top of theirs, and the 7 winners of the groups will go on to play the Copa de Campeones at the end of the season. Here's Arnau Plas, skips away from 1, skips away from 2, and no, he doesn't, but it's a good tackle by Acevedo. And well won back by Arnau Plas, though, and Barca can come again, although that's adjudged to have gone out of play, and I must admit, I'm not sure all the ball was out, but linesman on that far side seemed to think it had. This one played down the line. Cospo gets his head to it. Boyacki comes inside. Here's Pedro Rodriguez. Now Landry Fariñas. Attempted for Pedro Rodriguez, or Kim Jong-un, I should say. It came through to Arnau Plas. Here is Kim Jong-un. Arnau Plas knocks it back to Xavier Spart, and Barca will go again. Barca have only lost 3 times in all competitions this season. That's well won back by Landry Faré. Here goes Landry. Good run this from Landry. He's got down his locker. Oh, again, it's a cheap free kick, you'd have to say, but the referee judges that a mixture of Kim Jong-un and Landry Faré were too physical there. Well, best chance of the game came in the first 10 seconds, didn't it? Barca caught Stuttgart cold, and Arnau Plas' ball round to Hugo Alba was nearly telling. That was good defensive work by Eman Cospo, who came over well there. Stuttgart themselves, unlike Barca, they're not on for a treble. They actually went out of the junior DFB Pokal at the first time of asking. They lost to Wolfsburg 4-2 in that one. Good run inside here by Fressler. Migalik. Here is Agsigara. Herworth knocks it back. Here is Efe Korkut, all given away by Korkut, and well stepped in there by Agsigara. Fine switch too. Only falls to Xavier Spart, and Barca can calmly start again. 15 minutes we're coming up to here then in this Youth League quarter-final. Barca playing for a place in the Final Four, which will take place in Nyon, Switzerland at the end of April. Barca haven't got to a semi-final of the Youth League for 6 years. Well, we're going to get the first corner of the game here, and that's what Stuttgart would have been looking for. They are a physically dominant team, very strong in the air, and Barca have suffered from set pieces this season. They'll be looking for Cospo to do a lot of the work. Korkut is going to go out and take this one. So then, work to do defensively here for Barca. Jakobishvili will have to be commanding too. Referee stops it because there is some play in the middle. Korkut then. So swing this one in for Stuttgart. Goes into the front post. Really good header by Hugo Alba, who felt the effects there. I think it was Herdwert who was closest to him. Really battered him into the side boardings. Oh, really good skill that. Fessler, but Barca a bit scrappy back there. Should be able to clear eventually, and they do. Here is Arnau Palas. Well, it's getting a bit scrappy in the middle of the park there, and another set-piece chance for Stuttgart, who threatened to take it short, but may well be better off swinging this one into the middle. What Barca want to avoid is giving too many set pieces away, you'd have to say that, but really difficult against a team who do play for them. So then, Korkut is over this one again, swings it in, it's not a bad ball. Crossbar rose high, this is going to fall though to a white shirt, big header by Landry Faré. Barca desperately trying to scramble this one clear. Danger's not done yet. Herdwert. Inside into Fessler. Boyakje. Clearance by Landry, didn't get it very far. And the offside flag does come up as Fessler thought he was in, and Barca do get some respite. Well, that was a passage of play which wasn't all too comfortable for Julian Albaretti's group. Jakobishvili. Here is Kospo. Xavier Spatz. Deflection down the line, carries it out for a Barca throw-in. Well, the level's always going to go up them. The deeper Barca got into the competition, it feels like a proper litmus test, this one. Xavier Spatz inside to Arnau Palas. Cuenca. Kosmo back to Jakobishvili under pressure. Barca will kick it long. Stuttgart just growing a foothold in the game here. Barca started well, had lots of the possession, but that's well brought down in midfield. Here's Arnau Palas inside to Pedro Rodriguez. Oh, and his 1-2 was not so accurate. Well defended there, and Barca can see the throw-in. That was Acevedo who's over there on that in that left-back spot for Stuttgart. Well, there's no Elliot Bujupi today for Stuttgart. He's actually got the most goals for the club in the Youth League, 4 in total. He's not with the side. Luers is, however, Julian Luers is on the bench. We haven't really seen much of Mateus Sikas up front, I will say that much. Number 19 for Stuttgart hasn't really been able to get a foothold in the game as of yet. Barca have done a good job of taming that crowd somewhat. That's really good play on the Barca right-hand side. Filtered through to Hugo Alba, who's had the best chance of the game up until now. It came in the first 10 seconds. This is Kim Junyen, who is a mazy player in midfield. Landry Faré inside again to Kim Junyen. Fariñas. Spatz. Inside to Pedro Rodriguez. Kim Jun-yen. Good players from Barca. They built this one up well. Landry Faré inside to Kim Jun-yen, and he tried to find Hugo Alba, and that was maybe just one pass too many. Still though, better from Barca. That's what they want to do. It's trying to break down the Stuttgart defence, unpick them if you like. Here's Jan Virgili. Oh, fine 1-2 that. Jan Virgili gets in on the left-hand side, into the middle, and I think it was a mixture of Hugo Alba and Heverwerth, and in the end it ends up in the hands of Hellstern, and Stuttgart can break away here. Well, that was a good chance for Barca. Jan Virgili likes in that sort of position, and he's a danger man when he gets there. Here they come again on the German side. It's Fressler, and Landry Faré has very much imposed himself in this game early on here. It's a loose touch in midfield there, though, and he's lucky, Pedro Rodriguez. He was fouled. This was the chance again then, and it's a good chance. I will say, once he's there, Jan Virgili, there weren't really many other options other than to try and fire it into Hugo Alba at the front post. That's what he tried to do, but... Landry. Well, good ball up to Hugo Alba, who was offside. It's not going to stand the rest of this attack. I think Belletti will be content enough so far as we reach the halfway point of the first half. I think he knew what sort of test it was going to be, a physical test, a test which Stuttgart in front of their thousands of home supporters, you know, making it difficult for Barca. They're a side who can play well too. They've knocked out big teams. It was, you know, never going to be an easy clash. I feel like Barca have had good enough spells of possession so far, though. Cuenca inside to Fariñas. Tucked wide here to Kim Jun-yen. Here comes Jan Virgili. Still Jan Virgili. Kim Jun-yen. Good possession this for Barca, who are starting to impose themselves as the dominant side once more. Ball wide as for Arnal Plas, who stands up his fullback, beats his fullback, and I spoke too soon because Acevedo, who's been good so far, stuck to his task and denied the winger. Oh, good football gets Stuttgart away here too. And they're still going, advantage played. This is Boyackie. Wide to Fressler. He's got the overlap available. Fressler comes inside. Here's Boyackie. Inside one, inside two. And in the end, his pass is blocked by Landry Faré. Good defending by Barca. They were diligent there. And Jan Virgili with some skill gets himself out of danger. Well, Boyackie drove it all of that attack, didn't he? Good run by him. Good work. And Barca survived with a little bit of a scare there. Here's Fariñas. Good ball to Xavi Esparza, who's got lots of room here. Stuttgart were lopsided there on the other side of the pitch. Here is Arnal Pradas. He's got options inside. One of them is Xavi Esparza. Now Pedro Rodriguez, who didn't open up. Xavi Esparza now, though, and in through towards Arnal Pradas, who steps inside of one. And in the end, it's easy for Hellstern to come up and gobble. Well, that ball there, that little reverse from Xavi Esparza towards Arnal Pradas, that's the threatening one, isn't it? Well, those fans will be enjoying their day out. It's a big week for the Stuttgart first team. Tonight they've got the DFB Pokal semi-final against RB Leipzig. Remember, no Bayer Leverkusen in the final in that one. In fact, it's Arminia Bielefeld who've got in there instead. So Stuttgart playing for a chance, or for a place, I should say, in the cup final tonight. As are, of course, the Barca first team against Atletico de Madrid. For now, Stuttgart on the breakaway. There's a slick back heel. Here's Boyackie in from there. I must say that was always an ambitious attempt. Sigkas still waiting for some service in the middle, isn't he? Gospel. Good header. Well brought down the midfield. Here is Kim Junior, who saw the switch on, and it was well read actually that by Migalik. Landry. It's been a bit of a chess game so far, this. Both sides are aware of each other's strengths, you feel. And that's a sharp play by Kim Junior. Barca will be hoping that their quality, their class that they have throughout La Masia shines through. Katovic who made the foul. Junior. Fullbacks have been very attentive, and you know what? Against the Barca side who've got wingers like Arnal Pradas and Yanbi Gili, you have to be. So credit to the coaching staff and to the fullbacks who have spotted that and have made sure that their fullbacks have been vigilant. Here's Xavi Espart. Hacked forward by Pedro Rodriguez. It doesn't fall to a Barca red and blue shirt, so Stuttgart back in comfortable possession of the ball. Although watch out, because Landry Farrer was coming in from behind. Gospel. He's got his feet in a bit of muddle here, but I think it was that FA Podcourt is able to good possession here for the home side as they try and put it back for themselves. They're a side who like to play a lot with the ball too. They've crafted some good attacks so far. Here's Boyacchio, who's looked very dangerous in the break so far. Fressler controls it. Directly through to Sigkas, who's in, who scores. One chance, that's all he needed. Popped up for him, and Barca fall behind. Stuttgart 1, Barcelona 0. And Benetti's side are broken down. Well, sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it? It was a good breakaway through midfield. The ball was tucked into the middle where Sigkas was waiting, and he made no mistake from close range. Once it was there, you always thought he'd finish it. So Barca now have it to do. Well, they went behind to Dinamo in the round of 32 twice. They're going to have to come from behind if they want to get through in this one. Filtered ball is really good. Tell you what, first touch is class. He gets a bit of luck about the way it comes through Cuenca on the second. Here, he tries to shoot there, and it pops up nicely for him. You must say that once he was there, no mistake. And he bashes the corner flag in a celebration. So then, approaching the half-hour mark, Sigkas has another. We mentioned all afternoon long that so far he's barely been involved in the game. He only needed one chance, and he gets his second goal in the UEFA Youth League for the German side as we're back underway here. Well, it was one of those games that hasn't really had too many chances. There's been respect almost between both sides. They've sat off each other quite a fair bit. You wouldn't say there's a particular team who've been the better side. Been very evenly balanced, but that's all it can take. And when you've got quality up front like Stuttgart have, that's all it took. Barca have the creativity. They have certainly shown the character to be able to come back in a moment as dangerous as this one. If it wasn't already their biggest test of the season, you get the feeling it is now. This is a proper litmus test to see what Benetti's team are all about here. That's going to be a Stuttgart ball. That was a fine piece of defending there, starting in from Katovic, who came round the back. Good news for Barcelona is that they've got Pedro Fernandez back on the bench today. They've also got Juan Hernandez, who scored 2 goals in the Under-19 Copa del Rey final. Ibrahim Diarra is also there. But this is another breakaway for Stuttgart, which Landry Faré puts away. Yamir Jili, Kim Junyen. Crossbot into Fariñas. Here's Cuenca. Landry Faré. Oh, that's a fine ball. It's found Yamir Jili, who's in behind here. Oh, and he's bumped over. Oh, referee says he got the ball though. Nothing doing there. Clumsy tackle, wasn't it? Dangerous one, but clean according to the official. Well, that's the ball Barca want to play, isn't it? If they can get their wingers in behind them, they have hope. Barca's response to being pegged back or going a goal down this season has been really good. Got a very good record in coming from behind in games. They're going to need to show all of that mental strength here this afternoon in front of some rowdy Stuttgart supporters. Long ball from Jakobishvili doesn't find its intended target, and Katovic will bring this down midfield. Stuttgart playing some very good football here, and right now on course for Final Four in the UEFA Youth League in their first ever appearance in the tournament. Here's Andres Cuenca, knocked back to Jakobishvili. Still plenty of time before the half-time whistle is blown, so Barca still will be looking to get back in this one. Hugo Alba was bundled over there according to the referee, so we'll have a free kick here for the Catalans. Kim Junyen wants to get on with it. Here's Landry Faré. Now Yamir Jili takes on his man, beats him for now. Yamir Jili down the line here. And he tries to come inside, and it bops off his knee and goes out for a goal kick. Well, that's what Barca need to keep doing, though. Taking on their defenders, trying to get to the byline, try something creative. I know, look out here, the winger switch is happening, the typical winger switch that we see Benetti operate with as Adnan Palas comes up to the left-hand side. Yamir Jili will go to the right. That one's gone over everyone, and it'll roll through to Barca's goalkeeper in orange. Landry. Miscontrolled there by Kim Junyen. Cuenca heads this one up. You feel like this will very much be the pattern of the game from now on, don't you? I mean, Barca had more of the ball before the goal, but now Stuttgart know they can sit in a sort of medium block, if you like, and let Barca do the passing. And they'll try and hit Barca when they can on the break. Here's Jakobishvili. Rolled out to Andres Cuenca. Landry Faré. Adnan Palas now operating on his left-hand side. Barca again trying to get that ball on the back. Their physical side, though, Stuttgart, and they are using that physicality to great effect so far this afternoon. Here is Fessler. Goal scorer Sikas again gets a bit of a lucky bounce with the way he sorts his feet out, but again, it's not great, and Barca come away with it. Kim Junyen sliding in there. Barca, well, it's been a scrappy game, hasn't it, in many senses. Here is Fessler. Wide again here for Katovic over. Good chance that to make it 2 for Stuttgart. I think it was maybe Acevedo in the end who had the strike. Yeah, it was Katovic. Another warning sign for Barca, though, who at the moment aren't winning enough second balls in midfield. There's a risky one out from Kospo, which hasn't found the blue and red shirt. Kospo heads this one down. Arnau pass. Here is Landry Faré, who steps on there. Well, Barca's bench is looking healthier and stronger than it has previously. They've got a impressive young goalkeeper, Iker Rodriguez on it, Nil Teixidor, Dani Ferrer, Marcos Pariego, Tomas Marquez. Watch out here because Jan Virgili's in. Defender slipped and a chance here for Barca. Jan Virgili, pullback is for Kim Jun-yen, and here is Arnau Pradas, and a good save by Hellstern denies Barcelona an equaliser. Well worked attack, wasn't it? Massive chance once they were in there, Barca. And Hellstern stands tall in the end. Well, there was a slip, wasn't there, at left back? It let Jan Virgili in. The pass is right, maybe just doesn't have enough on it. When it finds Arnau Pradas, though, he's having to readjust onto his left foot, isn't he? And you always backed Hellstern to come over there. This is Arnau Pradas then over the corner for Barca. In it comes, over everyone. It's coming over the back post to Jan Virgili, who fires over. Well, the winger switch somewhat worked. It got Jan Virgili in. He was able to cut back on his natural right foot. And watch out here because this is a quick breakaway. Barely said Pena's name, and here he comes. Trying to take on Cuenca, who did his job excellently well. Pedro Rodriguez. Kim Jun-yen. Pulled down, and well, we're going to have a yellow card here for that, I think. Katovic. Hounded down by the referee. Was that just a talking to, or was that a booking? We'll have confirmation in a moment. There is Kim Jun-yen. Ryan Fariñas. Xavi Espart. Jan Virgili on the right-hand side now. Trying to take on Acevedo, who Arnau Pradas didn't have much luck against. This is a chance again. The Jan Virgili is in again. Here is Jan Virgili. He's got to the byline, and his pullback doesn't find Hugo Alba. Well, certainly that switch of wingers is working for Barca. They keep getting in on the right-hand side. And watch out here because Kospo is going to go into the mud, that's for sure. Yellow card, first one for Barca. I think it was Boyakia who was away there, wasn't he? And Kospo knew it. Well, it'll be good to get another look at that chance. That's as close as Barca have come. They've had two good chances now in 2 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't Boyakia, it was actually a Sigkas who was trying to get away. Jan Virgili there. I think pullbacks were on to Hugo Alba and Arnau Pradas. The angle was very tightly, you must say. Goalkeeper thwarted him closely. Didn't have a lot of room to manoeuvre. I think it was more of a shot than anything from Jan Virgili. Probably the right decision in the end. That's a risky ball, though. This is a massive chance for Barca because Arnau Pradas is in, and Arnau Pradas has equalised for Barcelona. Massive mistake by Hellstern, and Barca are level before the interval. Stuttgart 1, Barcelona 1. The response has been super from Belletti's team. And their Youth League campaign, well, it's not finished yet. Game on in Germany. Really sloppy giveaway, but Barca have been building the last 10 minutes since they've conceded. They've stood up with their heads held high, and it's him again. 5 goals in the Youth League. He becomes Barca's outright scorer in the tournament, and he picked his spot to perfection there. Massive error by the goalkeeper, no doubt about that. Captain, of course, Hellstern. And Barca's pressure pays off. But once Arnau Pradas was there, he made no mistake. And don't go anywhere because here come Barca again. Arnau Pradas this time isn't so accurate with his pass inside. And this is setting up here to be a fiery affair. Here's Cuenca. Kim Jun-yen. Back to Andres Cuenca. Well, Belletti again will be really pleased with the response. And yet again, Barca are in. And look who it is again, it's Yambi-Gili. Right-hand side open once more. Yambi-Gili pulls back to Hugo Alba. Oh, and that was a fiery effort. And Hellstern bats it over. Well, Barcelona have had about 4 or 5 wonderful chances in the last 5 minutes here. They've scored from one of them. Hellstern looks a little bit shell-shocked, but he made a good save there, in all fairness. Confirmation, Katovic did pick up a yellow card earlier, so there's one for either team. But, well, this has been an inspired change of wingers, hasn't it? Because Arnau Plas from the left-hand side has scored here, and Yambi-Gili down the right, well, he's caused havoc. He's only been there for about 4 minutes. Corner into the back post. It finds Arnau Plas, and his header back across was, well, not really back across, was it? It was more for goal. Just makes you think whether maybe Belletti will keep it that way in the second half now. With the wingers positioned on the flanks where they will drive with their strong foot, if you like. They won't come inside, of course. But Acevedo was doing pretty well at thwarting Arnau Plas with his dribbles, but it's been the ball because Yambi-Gili's got blistering pace. Well, Yambi-Gili elected not to come for that one, but Xavi Espart did the business and picked it up. Here is Landry Fariñas. Landry. Now Kim Junyen. Given away by Kim Junyen. Well, that would have shocked Stuttgart, I think. That's a good turn, though, by Boyakia. Still Boyakia. He's going to strike this here. Rebound falls only as far as Kospot. And you can see Barca building in confidence here, because here comes Fariñas. Superb work by Fariñas. Referee unmoved. He says there was no foul in that. Good piece of defending there by Arnau Plas, who came back in, and he'll be very pleased, Arnau Plas. He missed a good chance a few moments ago, actually. Wasn't the easiest one to control or take on your left foot, but to be able to just a few moments later get that one. And sometimes those chances, the one he scored, are actually the most difficult ones to take, because you have got time to think about it, and certainly lots would be going there, but he was really calm, and the near post was open, and that's what he went for. Finish was very good. Kim. Here to Landry, inside now to Fariñas. Good ball back to Landry. Well, overall, very good half for Barca by my book. We've played with lots of personality, and it could get even better here, because here is Xavi Espart. He's got Hugo Alba in the middle. He finds Arnau Plas. They claim handball, and they're going to get it. Oh, frustration for Barcelona, who must have thought they were in there for 2-1. Would have been the perfect way to end the half. Kim Junyen isn't having any of it. Oh, once he's in here, Xavi Espart, you're thinking, can he find Hugo Alba? I do think it hits the hand of Arnau Plas, in all fairness. I mean, that angle doesn't really tell us. I think it hits him his chest first and then his hand. It looked suspect, but it was a difficult ball to control, I must say, once Xavi Espart fired it in at him. Free kick given on this occasion, though, to Stuttgart, and that's not a bad area if they want to swing one into the box here as we approach the 45-minute mark. Barca ought to be careful. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. They are going to swing into the box. We'll find out how much added time we have in just a moment. 1 minute then, so this is pretty much it. In by Pena, should be Yakubishvili's ball. It is Yakubishvili's ball, who launches himself on it. Oh, we were just saying, weren't we, about the good half that Barca have produced here. I think, again, they've not really been fazed by the occasion. They've played some really good football. You can see them growing in confidence, too, with every passing minute. That's what will please Belletti most. We should have a really good second half ahead of us here, actually. Fariñas, that's a risky ball, though, square. Xavi Espart, who's a small lad, but is so physical. Again, puts his body where it hurts and gets a blow for his worries, but it was an important recovery for his side. Look at that there, he's not scared at all, is he, of going into challenges. Same can be said for Pedro Rodriguez on that occasion. Well, there we have it. First 45 minutes done here in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Youth League. Stuttgart 1, Barcelona 1. Arnau Pradas has levelled the scoring for the away side as Barca conceded first with a Shitkas strike around about the half-hour mark. You'd have to say Belletti will probably be pleased with what he's seen so far from his players. They've shown all of the good signs that they have done right throughout the season. Stuttgart will be frustrated with the fact they've been pegged back, but I'd say overall a good half of football, evenly balanced. Those thousands of spectators would have been enjoying it. And Barcelona now know in the second half they've got plenty to play for. It was Sikas who scored for the home side around about the half-hour mark, but Arnau Pradas has levelled things up for Barca, and you'd have to say deservedly so. Barca, up until the Stuttgart goal, hadn't really had too many opportunities. It was a relatively even game, but after the Stuttgart opener, well, last 15 minutes of that first half, Barca were vastly superior. Certainly with the ball, they've been a superior team, played some really good football, and they got their due rewards. Now then, in the second half, work to do as Cuenca has some early defending to get doing. And it was Shitkas, the goal scorer there, lurking with the headband on. So then, big 45 minutes in Barca's season awaits them here. They know it's now or never. This is a single knockout tie. If it ends at level, we'll go to penalties, not extra time. Either way, it'll be decided today. Two teams already in the finals of this competition. Trabzonspor are through, as are RB Salzburg. Well, one back in midfield, that by Fariñas. Fariñas out here to Jan Virgili. Tucked back to Eman Cospo. He was fouled, the Jan Virgili, so we'll get a free kick. Interesting that Belletti has kept the wingers the way they were, so Jan Virgili will play from the right. Arnau Pradas will stay at the left. That worked really, didn't it, at the end of the first half for Barca? That's when they were creating all of their danger. Ball over the top is not going to find Pedro Rodriguez, who was running for it. Well, how does Stuttgart respond in this second half? Because you think they'll be a little bit shell-shocked. When they got the lead, I think they sat off Barca, didn't they? They tried to get to the half with the one-goal advantage. They'll have to come out a bit more now. Here they come then. It's Fressel inside. Flick on was sharp. It finds the right back up from the back. Good save by Jakobishvili. Fine stop there. It was Migalic who nearly fired one in. Warning sign for Barca. Stuttgart do come back roaring then at the start of the second half. And this is another strike, parried by Jan Virgili, and he saves the second one, does Jakobishvili. Well, Jakobishvili brought into some serious action here at the second half. Stuttgart, we questioned what their response would be in the second half. Well, there's your answer. He probably should hold the first one, actually, from Efe Korkut's effort, but when Katovic came in, give credit to Jakobishvili. It was a fine save. And the first attempt from Migalic, I think that was even a better save, wasn't it, from Jakobishvili? Down low to his right-hand side. Fine stop. Here come Barca, though. Arnau Pradas, Hugo Alba. Arnau Pradas again, wide for Jan Virgili. Can he beat his man and get a shot away? He does, but he is thwarted, and it will be a throw-in for Barca. Good start to the second half here, just 3.5 minutes in, and we've had some good action. And certainly that's the closest Stuttgart have come, actually, bar the goal they scored, of course. That's the best they produced. That's a good tackle by Fariñas, but Boyakia thought that there was more than just a clean challenge there. He thought that was a foul, and he stayed down there, Boyakia, so Jakobishvili will kick this out of play. I think it was a clean challenge by Fariñas, actually. You know, whether he's caught him on the follow-through is another matter, but I don't think there was any intention in it. There is Yogi Löw. So, former Germany head coach. Yeah, I mean, it's not a foul. No doubt about that, but back underway then with Barca with possession at the back. Reminder, whoever wins this one will play the winner of the game that's being played later today between Manchester City and AZ Alkmaar. Cleared out of play there, and Xavi Espartz will throw this one in for Barca. Herdwerth, who had to get through plenty defending in the first half, certainly towards the end of the half, as we said. Jakobishvili over here. Landry. Wonder what Willig would have made of that first half. I think he would have been content in large phases with it, of course, with his side going 1-0 up. And I think they, for large parts of the first half, were evenly matched to Barca. But certainly there would have been some worrying signs creeping in towards the end of the half after they scored, after they went 1-0 up. Barca were completely dominant. Fair to say at the start of the second half, that hasn't been the case. Stuttgart have come back firing. And here they come again. Inside this one to Katovic. Ball filtered wide. Fressler lays that one back off here to Agzigarra. Over to Herdwerth. Stuttgart have got themselves good possession of the ball once more. They've evened this one up. The game has more of the feel that it did, I'd say, actually before any goals went in. We're sort of back at the stalemate, aren't we? It's one of those moments where you feel as if that first half went on 5 or 10 minutes longer, Barca would have taken the lead. As it was, that's a bad giveaway in midfield, and Boyacki is in, and his pass is slightly overhit, and Jakobishvili reads it well enough and gobbles it up. He's been called into action, though, Jakobishvili, who had a rather quiet first half, had to pick the ball out of his net once, of course, but other than that, wasn't really threatened by Stuttgart. He's certainly been threatened in the opening 7 minutes here. That's not a bad ball towards Jan Virgili. This one should be picked up by Barca. It is. And Kim Jong-un's in here. 4-3 if Barca hurry. Here's Jan Virgili. What a finish! Jan Virgili puts Barca in the lead. They've come from behind again. He picked his spot to perfection and gives Belletti a big old hug because Barca are in front here for the first time in the tie. Stuttgart 1, Barca 2. It's Jan Virgili again. Kim Jong-un pounced on it in midfield, and when he slipped in the Barca winger, he made absolutely no mistake there. That was ruthless, that was clinical. And a little pose with Brian Fariñas to finish off the move too. Big goal for Barca. Big moment in the tie. Stuttgart stunned. And Jan Virgili, who scored his first goal for Barça Athletic from a similar sort of position just last Saturday, now steps down into the under-19s and produces again in the Youth League. Well, it was a sloppy giveaway. I think it was from Herdwerth, wasn't it? Kim Jong-un, right pass, certainly. It was agonised there, wasn't it? It was almost like time stood still. But Jan Virgili picked out that corner. And he's put Barcelona into a lead here. Well, massive goal. One of the big goals for Barca this season. No doubt about that. Comes at a really important moment too. Funny old game. Feels though Stuttgart have actually been really good at the start of this second half. They've been brave, pushed on, come close to taking the lead themselves, but bang, down the other end, sloppy giveaway, and Barca, make no mistake. Here is Boyacki though. Don't go anywhere just yet. Boyacki beats Espartz. Pullback's good. Cuenca comes out and puts out the fire. Well, we've already asked what will the Stuttgart response be. I think it's fair to say that this second half they will be, they certainly will threaten Boyackie. Cuenca doesn't reach that one though. Here's Fessler, a chance on the far side now then. Big save, Jakobishvili again. It was Migalic, wasn't it, who's come close on 2 occasions now. Both times he's been thwarted by Barca's goalkeeper. Good save that down to his left-hand side. Low stop, vital stop. Well, this has been some opening 10 minutes here, and here comes the corner. It's not a bad one either, and it's going to go all the way out for a goal kick. Well, looks like it's a sensitive area that's been hurt there. Rolling around on the floor. I think it might even be Agsi Kara who's still down. No, is that Acevedo even? No, it is Agsi Kara. Well, have a look here. It's in his tussle with Fariñas. Oh, just there, yeah. Fariñas' boot gets stuck there, right in his groin area, and that is a painful one. Certainly not a foul or a penalty. Well, very lively second half we've had so far. We've only played 10 minutes of it. Expect more drama. Barca in the lead for the first time in the clash. That's good play, that by Katovic, who has a big frame but was slick with it. Yambijili down line to Hugo Alba. Kim Junyan again is fighting in there in midfield, and he fought well, but it's getting scrappy again. And the tide has turned again, and it's Stuttgart now on the side with possession. Barca will try and pounce, as they did for the goal in all fairness, and actually as they did for the first goal too. 2 bad giveaways from a Stuttgart point of view. That's certainly what Willig will feel. Here's Boyackie. Doesn't beat Xavi Esparza, who stood tall. But good news for Barca is, no matter the score, they've got a good bench to come on, actually. Good players there who can make the difference, should needs be, and certainly add legs to this team. Yambijili. Well put out the sky there by Hugo Alba. Good striker's play. He looks for the give and go. Too many defenders on him in the end. Well, Barca will do well to try and dictate the tempo from now on in. You feel that'll be difficult, certainly at some stage in this one, but they'll try and retain that 2-1 lead. And if they can, add to it, because a third goal could well put this one to bed. Whilst there's 1 goal in it, as Stuttgart know themselves, anything can happen. Landry, good run out of the back from him. Into Pedro Rodriguez, wide now for Kim Junyan. Here is Arnau Pradas, and given away by Pedro Rodriguez. I'll tell you what I will say, that switch of wings that Belletti and the coaching staff have tried all season with Arnau Pradas and Yambijili, I actually think today's been the best use of it. Certainly the time it's come off the bench, the best, because Yambijili and Arnau Pradas in the first half didn't really have much luck in taking on their respective fullbacks. But there, certainly for the goal, when you look at for both goals actually, obviously scored by both wingers. They both come from their new sides. Watch out here though. And again, brilliant from Esparza. Well, I didn't think he was fouled there. I thought that was good defending by Xavi Esparza, I must say. I thought he got his body in well. Referee disagrees. No, wow. Yellow card to Xavi Esparza. Oh, I don't think you can believe that. I mean, it's never a foul, in my opinion. For me, that's good right-back play. Very good right-back play against Acevedo. Referee clearly didn't agree. So free kick here in a very promising position for Stuttgart. Korkut is again over it. Pena is in a close contention with him. Is it the left foot or the right foot? And that's the option Stuttgart have got to pick between. I think Korkut is the most likely to put this in. We'll have a look in a moment though. Do Stuttgart go for goal from here? That's certainly another possibility. It's not too far out. You can see the line of the penalty area. Looks like it will be Korkut. Well, we're going to have a Barca change. First of all, the hour mark has been reached, and a typical substitution that Beletti's made this season has been this one. Pedro Rodriguez off, Tomas Marquez on, who certainly adds muscle and legs to midfield. So then, here we go. Hour mark of football played. Korkut takes it, goes for a cross in the end, and it's easy for Yakobishvili, whose long kick wasn't too accurate, actually. Well, some for Stuttgart too that we didn't see. So Luers is on, and he's been good so far in the Youth League, Julian Luers. So change for Stuttgart in midfield, change for Barca in midfield, as Marquez has come on for Pedro Rodriguez. Boyakia brings it down. In he comes, Boyakia. Ball throws him towards Sikas, but Cospo got it clear. Here is... Well, I'll tell you what. We saw the graphic make a change. I'm not sure Stuttgart have made a change, but I'll have confirmation in a moment, because here they come again. Certainly Pedro Rodriguez has come off for Marquez, that's for sure, but I mean Katovic is still on the pitch, so for now don't look at those graphics. Here is a Stuttgart breakaway, and they've won themselves a corner. I say that because Katovic is still on the pitch, so he's not gone off. We don't have Luers with us just yet. There is Fressler, who's tried all he can on the right-hand side to get his Stuttgart side going. Attacking the end where their most ferocious fans are. That one's off Cospo. And out for another corner. Well, Barca are going to have to get through a lot of defending here. They've shown so far this season they can do that. Another set piece in. Again, it's Cospo who gets there first. And he best be careful because he's vacated that position in the middle. And Andres Cuenca is the one who rises highest, his centre-back partner. Boyakia is trying to get an angle here. And does so superbly to Flesler. Another corner. We look at games this season for Barca. Certainly the Aston Villa game in the last round. They were 2-0 up at half-time, but got pegged back early on into the second half, and up until Yambi goal to make it 3-1. Had to get through some real hard yards in defence. The Betis semi-final in the Copa del Rey Juvenil too. That was a game where they really dug in. Feel like they're going to have to do much more of the same here. Corner comes in, should be Yakobishvili, next to a punch in the end, and punches it well clear. Maybe now we'll have a Stuttgart change. Yet we will. And it is going to be Luers. But in fact, it's going to be the change that was put forward a few moments ago. It's Luers who comes on for Katovic. So first change for Stuttgart also comes in midfield. Julian Luers is on. Xavier Spartz flicks it on. Oh, careful there. Barca didn't clear it very well. Here's Boyakia. Saved by Yakobishvili. And off the line. And Barca survive well. by hook or by crook, they don't concede, the Catalans, because Stuttgart are knocking on the door here. First Jakobishvili, and then I think it was Cuenca on the goal line. Jan Vigili made a bit of a mess of that. Look at this from Boyackie. And yeah, what a block that is by Cuenca. Massive block. He did well not to handball it either. Feels like we're in a moment in the game now where Barca need to get some possession of the ball because they're doing an awful lot of defending. Marquez finds Fariñas, and here we go. Can Barca break away? Brian Fariñas, he's got Arnau Pradas in support on the left-hand side. Pradas. Inside to Hugo Alba. Now Fariñas again. Kim Junyen. Tucked back to Marquez. Kim Junyen. He was pulled back there, and that's exactly the respite that Barca would have been looking for. Foul by Pena, pulled him back. Taken short by Barca. Here's Jan Virgili. Xavier Spart inside to Kim Junyen. Oh, good skill by Jakobishvili. Sold Acevedo, all ends up there. And actually receives quite a nasty kick off the end of it. And I think Acevedo might be going to the book here. Yeah. Lots of thinking for him to do. This is a historic moment for his club, his managerial career. Lovely sunny day in Stuttgart. I must say it's a lot of a nicer day than it's been in Barcelona, that's for sure. Looks like Arnau Pradas has taken charge of this one. He's going to be swinging this one in for Barca. So the in-swinger from Pradas, it's overhit and just drifts and floats into the gloves of Hellstern. Not too precise or tight in their passing there. Just feels like the last 2 minutes Barca have at least been able to get up the pitch a little bit, win free kicks, control some possession, because, well, 10 minutes before that have been pretty much an onslaught from Stuttgart, and Barca for now survived. They've dug in, they've defended well. Jakobishvili's been key to a lot of the good work they've done back there. Produced some good saves at the start of this second half, important ones. Landry. Hugo Alba. Back to Jakobishvili. Just a hush and a calm around the stadium. Barca will take that if they can calm the home fans down and start to gain more long spells of possession themselves. That's what they want now that they got a goal up. Here's Jan Vigili. He wants a third. Another foul, and Stuttgart are just chopping him down now. Boyackie will go in the book. He's too good, isn't he, Jan Vigili? He just gets away from all of them. Just got that look about him, Jan Vigili, that he is something special in the making. It's been a great watch all season. Rightfully so in dynamics of Barca Athletic. He's hurt himself there for his work. Well, Boyackie is a tricky winger himself, but he wasn't having any of that from Jan Vigili. Belletti alongside his coaching style, having some words there about how Barca should go about this free kick. Looks like it's going to be Arnau Pradas to take it. So here he goes for goal. Oh, not a bad effort at all. Always looked like it was drifting over. It had Hellstern worried. Agzikara. Over here to Herwerth. Boyacchia. Good ball from Boyacchia. It's going to threaten Andres Cuenca at the back, who comes over and does the job. Oh, good hold-up play by Sikas. Referee says nothing in that, play on. Slight appeals there of a penalty for Stuttgart. Nothing given. Acevedo looks offside, was offside, but those home fans, those players, not happy there. They felt that Sikas was fouled. I must say, didn't look like there was enough in it for me. This will tell us again. There's no way near enough in that. It's not a penalty at all. I mean, he has his arm around his shoulder, but I think Sikas realises he's not going to get onto the ball and just falls over. Kospot. Nearly at the 70-minute mark, Barca. Clock slowly ticking away. Here's Fariñas, who was pushed on more advanced with Tomás Marques's entry, who does like to sit in front of the defence. Give and go was on there. Overhit though for Stuttgart. More respite for Barca. I feel like we'll come to a point in the game where Stuttgart do start to throw the kitch at this. I mean, they've got nothing to lose at this stage, but whilst we still have 20 minutes to go, there is still plenty of time. And no need to panic just yet, you'd have to say. Well, he hasn't panicked so far. Jakobishvili's made some fine stops to keep Barca alive in this one. Kicks this one long. Good header by Jan Virgili. He's not going to find Hugo Alba though. Acevedo there trying to get away. Kospot thought that was a definite Barca throw in. It's gone Stuttgart's way. You wonder when they'll move the deck. They only made one sub up until now. Surely that will change. Clearly Willig feels the 11 he's got out there are more than capable. Migalik out to Fessler. And good defending there. Very good defending. It's Kim Jong-un, isn't it? Wonderful play by him. Finds Fariñas, who tries to go through two players and doesn't come on the other side of it. I think he was waiting for the whistle. Whistle didn't come. Boyacchia inside. Still complaining for Fariñas. He's not happy about that decision. Good idea around the back. Tussle in there with Cuenca involved. That was good. Tight play by Barca, but they've lost it again. They've got to be careful to keep hold of the ball in midfield. A few times it's been turned over now. Well, remember, Stuttgart, a side who are doing well in their domestic competition. They finished 5th in the league phase, one spot behind Barca. They knocked out one of the favourites, Sporting Lisbon, in the previous round of 16. So, in front of their home fans, well, this is a big test for Barca, wasn't it? So far, Barca lead. You can see sort of, can't you, the pattern of play that's set up here for the last 17 minutes plus stoppage time. Acevedo. Back to Hedverth. Switched over here to Agzikarra. Wide now to Migalik. Back to Agzikarra. Those fans still trying to urge on their team. It's got a quiet feel about it now, the game. Barca must stay attentive, though. Can't switch off, not at this stage. Acevedo, still Acevedo. Fierce challenge by Thomas Marquez. Great challenge too. And look who's coming away with it, Jan Virgili. And Barca's super front three could all be in action here. Jan Virgili still though, and Maxi Cara comes away and deals with it in the end. Well, Belletti said before the game that what makes the Youth League so special is that you've got to be attentive for the entire 90 minutes. He said one moment and you can be out. Barca will have to be remembering those words right now. And well, Boyacki's off here. For Stuttgart, is he? No, he's not. He's coming out to get some water. And he's also the number 11, as is Arnau Pradas, who is off. So Arnau Pradas for Ibrahim Diarra is the second Barca change. Juan Hernandez is also down there, so let's see who he comes on for. So Diarra's on. That looks to me as if that's Hugo Alba who is also leaving the field. So Arnau Pradas, who scored Barca's opener, departs the field, as is their captain Hugo Alba. Well, Hugo Alba with a bit of a frustrated look on his face there. Not quite his day. Had to play a different role in recent weeks for Barca. Always wants to score, though, a player of his capacity up front. Let's see how Barca line up with that then. Looks as though Juan Hernandez is going to play as a false 9. Definitely not a traditional number 9, Juan Hernandez. And Ibrahim Diarra will go to the left-hand side. So like for like are the changes. Good breakaway this by Stuttgart, though, who are in here. Cuenca with defending to do. Korkut gets it past one. That'll be a corner if Cuenca doesn't get rid of it, which he does. Well, we are into the final 15 minutes here. Barca have used 3 of their changes. Stuttgart have only used 1, so here comes the second. Müller is going to come on. He's going to come on for Fresler, who's huffed and puffed on the right-hand side, but to no avail yet. He's not going to have another chance of it because Müller's on. Fresler there, well, enjoying his round of applause from the supporters. So Müller, what can he offer different then to try and disturb Barcelona? This is a fine run by Migalik. Juan Hernandez helps in clearing the danger, as Barca will try and break away here. Again, it's scrappy in midfield, isn't it, though? Wow. More space now for Barca with Juan Hernandez. Wide to Ibrahim Diarra, inside to Kim Junyen. Tries to get it back to Diarra. Hedverth. Müller inside. Marquez couldn't control, then here is Acevedo. He's in behind the Barca back line. Acevedo, big save, Jakobishvili again. And yet again, Barca's number 1 pulls off a fine save to keep the Catalans ahead. He's been immense so far in goal for the under-19s. I mean, this looked a certain goal. I'll tell you what, the pullback was on. Is that Sikas in the middle or Müller who was calling for it? It's not the best finish by Acevedo, but I actually thought maybe he goes through the legs of Beretti, of Jakobishvili rather. Either way, a corner here then for Stuttgart. Their 5th of the afternoon. In it goes in towards Jakobishvili, who does comfortably control this one and tries to release Jan Virgili on the counter-attack, whose ball to Juan Hernandez was rather ambitious, and Stuttgart sweep up the danger. It was Korkut who did so. Well, that's another chance, isn't it, for Stuttgart that's gone begging there. They've had quite a few in the second half now, actually. And almost all of them Jakobishvili has been in the way of. The other, Andres Cuenca, blocked off the line. Here comes Müller then, who has come up to the left-hand side, actually. That means Boyacki has gone to the right, so Stuttgart too switch their wingers, although Müller unable to keep that one in play. No rush now for Xavi Espart. What a third goal would do for Barcelona, though, at this stage. Because this is going to be one heck of a nervy last 11 minutes plus stoppage time. You see there, Barca are almost playing without a striker now because Juan Hernandez comes in to midfield. He's almost the same level as Kim Junyen in there, sort of giving Stuttgart centre-backs the free rein over the ball. Then Barca will start the press once it gets to the midfield line. Here's Korkut. Over to Agsigarra. Good little tuck round the corner that. And ambitious ball by Boyacki. It's overhit there, really. Yogi Löw, I wonder what he'll be thinking about this. Young talent on show for Stuttgart. Not all of them with German nationality, though. Jakobishvili not afraid to take his time on these. So Juan Hernandez isn't exactly an aerial target to hit. Diarra more so is a presence on the left-hand side. Feels like we're at a similar moment in the game that we were about the 65th minute mark when Barca did well for themselves just by getting at least 2 or 3 minutes of possession upfield. That's what they need now, because the more it's around here and it's all Stuttgart, the more Barca are going to tire. And obviously the more likelihood that there is going to be another Stuttgart chance. Müller. Good work by Jakobishvili to stay with him. Option inside though, and again there's Marquez in the way. It's exactly what he's been brought on to do. Barca hack it clear, and that's all they've got right now because there's no out ball. Right now there's no way out for Barca. Driving through midfield here is, well, fine ball around the back, but well defended by Landry Faré, who has been very impressive in my opinion. He's coming at left back. Really held his own there. Here's Juan Hernandez just trying to get Barca up the pitch. That's exactly what they need. It's a fine run by Juan Hernandez. He's got Diarra inside. Here is Ibrahim Diarra. And his pullback, well, unable to find neither Juan Hernandez nor Jan Virgili. And I just wonder whether that position called for a little bit more calm. When he slips in here, I think maybe can he come back on himself, but in the end takes it down the line. And once you're there, it's always going to be a tough angle to get the shot away from, or any pullback of any sort. Barca with their foot on the ball though and some possession, exactly what they need. They haven't had this for quite some time now. Kim Junyen easily swoops away, and his pass is sold short though, and Stuttgart have recovered possession here. That's not really what Barca could afford. Boyacki, and I'm not sure why the referee stopped the game here. I'm sure Stuttgart would have preferred to have played on. Schicasser's down. Referee felt it was a head injury and that he was obliged to stop it. And you'd have to say that's probably a good result for Barca actually, because they can now regroup and get behind the ball. There, wasn't it? Collision with Marquez's knee, I think. Well, ball's going to come into the box anyway. Big chance for Müller. Massive chance for Müller. And in the end, he nor the shot, nor got the control right. Yeah. I think he's tried to shoot, hasn't he? But it's rather tame, the effort. That's a big chance, that. that has gone begging here for Stuttgart. Here is Juan Hernandez driving through midfield. Good run by Jan Virgili. Jan Virgili's inside. It's still Jan Virgili. Oh, it should have been a third for Barca. Massive chance goes begging. And that would have been game, set and match. And it would have been, well, from who else again? Oh, and how different the last 5 minutes could have looked had that one gone in. Lovely reverse ball around the back, wasn't it? And he skipped inside of his defender, did Jan Virgili. Once he's 1v1 with the goalkeeper, you expect him to find the back of the net from there. Agonising for Barca then. Five minutes to go plus stoppage time. Stuttgart for now calmly tapping the ball around, but they'll need to up the intensity if they want something in this game. Here they come. Good defending by Kim Jun, who stood there and put his body on the line. Now the ball does come into the box. It's easy for Jakobishvili, though. It's not a good ball at all. Floated rather than drilled in. Oh, and Diarra must be careful losing it there. Barca can't afford that, not now. Does well to win it back, though, Diarra. Here's Juan Hernandez inside to Kim Jun-yen. Well, Juan Hernandez has almost added a fourth midfielder, hasn't he, now for Barca? That was a strong challenge there, though, and a booking is going to come out here for Luers. I think Stuttgart wanted a foul for the previous challenge from Diarra. They didn't get it. Here come two more changes. Yannick Spalt is one of them, and Antonio Janic is the second. So two more changes for the Germans. Korkut is the first one withdrawn. I'll have confirmation of who the second player off is in a moment. It's Boyakia. Well, that's interesting. Looks one of the most threatening, hasn't he, Boyakia? Stuttgart trying to offer something different now in these final 3.5 minutes. Ball wide wasn't all too accurate. Well, Diarra's come over to the right-hand side here. That means Jan Virgili is out on the left now. Returned to where he started the game. He's not been back there since the Stuttgart goal. Some cramp in midfield then for Stuttgart. Barca aren't obliged to clear this one out of play, because here comes Diarra. Skips around a few. Maybe Barca ought to have got that one out of play. He's not able to carry on here, though, because I think that Shikas, he is full of cramp. Well, maybe now we'll see this big chance for Jan Virgili. It was Juan Hernandez with the ball through. Skips inside of two. Once he's there, oh, tough angle, you would say, isn't it? I think he actually tries to go back across Hellstern, who made the error for the first goal, but produced a really big save there. There are those two players, Boyakia and Korkut, who've been withdrawn. Well, Barca last time out in the Youth League got eliminated by Mainz, also German opposition. That was on penalties in the round of 32. They've gone 2 rounds further this time, and they'll want to get through this time against fellow German opposition. They are 2 minutes plus stoppage time away from doing just that. Looks as though Shikas isn't going to be able to continue here, though. He's been withdrawn. Hellstern. Müller. Good work from Diarra, really good work. Barca must stay switched on now. These are vital moments of the game, vital moments season. Cross comes into the back post. Header is one, but comfortable for Jakobishvili to hold. And he will lie on the ball now to try and run down more time. But what I will say is, don't go anywhere. I'd expect a fair wad of added time to be added on here. Don't think this one's done just yet as Barca approach minute 90. They know they're close though. Good spin by Diarra. Although not kept in play by Acevedo, so Barca will get the throw in 6 additional minutes. So then, that's what Barca have got to compete with here. Diarra inside to Fariñas, gets away from his man. Blind Fariñas, can he put it back to someone in red and blue? Oh, so nearly did Hernandez. Stuttgart now then will throw everything and the kitchen sink at this. Pena drifts to the back post. Landry Faré will back himself to get that away and does. And a slip allows Jan Virgili in, who now will try and break away from his man. That's exactly what he does. It's Jan Virgili, but it's a good tackle by Axicarra. Maybe now for Barca though. Juan Hernandez. Jan Virgili, Barca will try and slow things down. Little dinked ball into Kim Jun-yen, but it's given away. That'll be frustrating for Belletti on the touchline. Landry gets back in once more, and too aggressively so, as Stuttgart have won themselves a free kick. And I think he's bought a yellow card there, Pena, off of Landry. Not sure how, which I thought that rule was changed, but clearly not. Looks like Barca are going to make another change here. Pedro Fernandez is back to action with the under-19s. He comes on for Jan Virgili then, who as of now is the match winner. And a few moments ago he could have got his second and Barca's third. But what a fine display by him. This is the moment right now that's winning this game for Barcelona. A perfectly placed shot into the far corner. So Pedro Fernandez, great to see him back. He starred in the opening rounds of the Youth League for Barca. He's got pretty much 4 minutes of hard work and defending to get through here though. And if Barca can, keep the ball on the other end. In by Stuttgart then. Ball to the back post, goes over everyone. It will go out for a goal kick. Stuttgart wanted a flick on. They weren't going to get one. Hedved was closest to it. Pena is saying, how didn't you get on the end of that? So then Jakobishvili, who surely will be up for man of the match, made several top saves. Hoofs this one long, and we're not even halfway through this period of added time. Oh, that's another loose ball though, and oof, Stuttgart get away with that and can break away here, and they don't do so. And, oh, goodness me, it didn't look like a foul to me, but it's been given. Boot came off there. It was Pena again, who's now going to have to undo his laces to get it back on. And they were done tightly. It was a draw, Pedro Fernandez, who made the foul. And unexpectedly, Stuttgart are going to say, well, you give us a free kick anyway now, we're going to lob it into the box, and that's what they're going to do. Can Barca survive these final stages? Remember, if this is level, it would go to penalties directly. So a Stuttgart goal now would mean spot kicks. Barca are so nearly there. Taken short by Helster. Drifted into the back post. Heads go up. One of them is from a Stuttgart player, and Jakobishvili's in the way again. And it goes out for a goal kick from the resulting strike from Acevedo. But Jakobishvili has been in the way of absolutely everything that Stuttgart have thrown at him. And again, he comes up with a massive stop in the dying embers of this one. Well, one at the back post. I think it was Helster. And in the end, the pressure from Draw was enough there on Acevedo. Diarra wins it. Headed down by Draw. Diarra gets his boot in there and comes away with the ball. I mean, I must admit again, it didn't look like a foul to me. I thought he got the ball. Another yellow for Barca then. So bookings galore here in the last few moments. Well, still 1 minute to play. This is an agonising ending for Barca, who are really having to play with their backs against the wall here. So far, Jakobishvili has been the hero and the saviour of this team. He's made several crucial stops. And, well, I'm not sure what's happened here because there's going to be another yellow card. Pedro Fernandez this time. And I think what the referee's done is upgraded that free kick and made it further up the pitch, yeah. So now Pena, from a much more favourable position, will have the chance to think this one in. Hellstern's gone up. Well, what late drama here. Barca are hanging on. And it looks like they're going to have to hang on one more time. Kospot is trying to do the arranging at the back there. Hellstern is following him around. Pena just waits his moment. This is it then. This is the final chance in this UEFA Youth League quarter-final clash. A place in the Final Four in Nyon, Switzerland awaits. It's Pena over the set piece. He dinks it in there. Heads go up. It falls towards Hellstern. It's hacked clear by Xavier Espart. We're still not done yet. The referee doesn't blow his whistle. He says, we'll have another one. The long throw-in isn't very long. Header was won by a Stuttgart shirt. It falls to the edge of the area. It's a good block on the first attempt. And Landry Faré should be able to come away with it on the second. And if Barca hurry, there's no goalkeeper. They're not going to be given the chance to, are they? Because the referee has blown his whistle and Barcelona are into the Final Four of the UEFA Youth League. They've done it again from behind. It was Arnau Planas, then it was Jan Virgili, and Juliano Benetti's under-19s keep on dreaming. Champions of the Cup, top of their league, are now through to the Final Four of the UEFA Youth League in Switzerland. That will be held between the 25th and the 28th of April. And goodness me, they had to overcome more adversity tonight and this afternoon against Stuttgart. They'll play AZ Alkmaar or Manchester City in the semis. For now, it's been a pleasure as Barca are through.